Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So tonight we're doing our look back at a classic rock album, and today we're going to be featuring this album, IQ's Dark Matter, one of my favorite second wave progressive rock bands. Actually, they're probably my favorite. So good, such a good album. So the vitals on the album: released June the 1st, 2004 on the Inside Out music label, produced by Mike Holmes, and roughly 52 minutes in length, and at the Abyss studio in England, Hampshire, and the other studio was Worm Studios. So anyways, it features Peter Nichols on lead vocals, Mike Holmes on guitars, Martin Orford, I think that's how you pronounce it, Martin Orford on keyboards and synthesizers, Paul Cook on the drums, and John Jowett on bass guitar. So anyways, this is a really, really fantastic album. Every single song on here I gave at least an 8. Most of them are 9s, but there's a couple of 8s here too. Really solid. Only 5 tracks on the album. You can see, if you look at the back of the album, you'll see the 5 tracks in the top corner there. So you have Sacred Sound, Red Dust Shadow, You Never Will, Born Brilliant, and Harvest of Souls. And the last track, Harvest of Souls, is a 6-parter. It's about 24 minutes long. It's a pretty solid song. So we have lots of really good keyboards on this album. Fantastic kind of rhythm section is really up-tempo, upbeat. Lots of really catchy beats to their music. The vocalist is solid. He makes like fantastic vocal sound. Like, the guy's just really good, and also a fantastic lyricist. I really enjoyed the lyrics on this album quite a bit. It's a bit of a darker album. I'm not generally drawn to darker albums, but this one I really like quite a bit. It's got that kind of heaviness to it, but it's really solid. If you are comparing this to something is very similar to maybe Foxtrot and Selling England by the Pound, there's a lot of similarities here. A couple of the songs, Cinema Show would be a good fit on this album. Yeah, it's really solid. So anyways, it opens with the Sacred Sound, opens with a nice keyboard synthesizer bit. The keyboards are very dominant, particularly dominant on the song. The rhythm section is very strong. Vocals are absolutely fantastic here. It's got that really catchy beat, especially the drum parts, I think. The lyrics are actually quite a big deal on this album, I think. I really enjoy the lyrics quite a bit. Overall, this is a really good song. I gave it a 9. Maybe my favorite. It's between this and Born Brilliant. Those two are my 2 favorites. So the second song, Red Dust Shadow, got some really good acoustic bits opening up in kind of a forlorn, kind of sad sound to the keyboard parts. The rhythm section, again, pretty strong here. Vocals are a little bit more subdued on this track, not as dominating as the opening track, and some really catchy guitar riffs. Probably my least favorite song on the album, but I gave it an 8, so it's still a great song, right? Then you got You Never Will. This probably was my favorite track initially, so it's kind of backed off a bit. Makes a lot of these clunking kind of Pink Floydish sound noises at the beginning. It's very Pink Floydish at the beginning of this song. Some heavy bass on this part as well. The vocals are heavy. The lyrics are probably my favorite on the album. It's a really good, there's some really good keyboard solos, and you can hear the kind of Genesis influence on this song. Quite a bit of Genesis sound here. They're not shy about, showing their influences from other bands, and definitely Pink Floyd and Genesis on that song for sure. The next song out, Born Brilliant. This is probably my favorite track on the album. It's got this kind of eerie start to it. Lots of sounds, lots of Floydish sounding music here as well. Then it gets this really strong rhythm, catchy rhythm beat to it. Lots of synthesizer, really powerful atmosphere here on this particular track. The vocals are strong, and I think the lyrics are the best on the one of the best on. I don't think they're the best, but they're pretty close up there. This is my favorite song. I gave it a 9, but it's closing in on a perfect score here. Then you have the last track on the album, the longest track on the album, Harvest of Souls. It opens up with a really good acoustic and tasteful vocal part at the beginning. Then it has actually 6 parts to it. First of the last, the wrong host, nocturne, frame and form, mortal possession, and ghost of the day. Got that kind of atmospheric symphonic part to it at the beginning. Very upbeat vocal part, I think. But then it gets very fast paced. There's this really fast paced part to it, really good. Then there's a keyboard part for part 3, the nocturne keyboard and guitar part, which are really good. A bit of it's a bit more subdued than the other tracks, I think. It does speed up a bit, but it tends to be a little bit more subdued. There's a part in it that sounds like the end of the 2112 epic from Rush, that kind of, where it's like it's about to end, like something's about to happen. There's a part similar to that, reminds me of that. Then you got your 4th part, which is more upbeat part, and the Mortal Possession has that kind of super great kind of rhythm section here. Just really dark. I mean, it's a little bit dark here too as well. Yeah, overall I would say this is a fantastic song. I gave it a 9 as well. So 4 9s and an 8. That's can't really beat that. That's a strong album. If you like that kind of foxtrot, Supper's Ready sound, but more pro, like it's a lot more, the production's a lot better on here. A little bit more synthesizers. Vocals are slightly different. You're not going to hear Peter Gabriel here, but this guy's pretty solid vocalist. But if you like that sound and you like a little bit of Floyd mixed in there with your Genesis, you're going to love this album. I fell in love with it immediately. I thought, oh wow, man, I hope they got about 20 albums, so I'm hoping they're all just as good as this one. I did like Awake a lot too. Maybe the 2 of them I like a lot, so I'm hoping that the rest of the albums are so good as well. Anyways, please get a chance. If you get a chance, please listen to this. You won't be disappointed. IQ's Dark Matter, fantastic album. So please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. And we'll be back next Monday with another look back at a classic rock album from Prog Monster. So have yourself a good night and take care. Bye.